The sapphire blue salt water of the East China Sea holds a bounty of natural wonders for those who come here. This undersea world has rarely been seen by people outside the tiny Japanese diving community that claims this part of the ocean for their own. In 1987, scuba instructor Kihachiro Aratake sets out to find ways to attract more divers to Yonaguni. But what Aratake discovers instead is even more unique, even more spectacular than anything he could have possibly imagined.
When I first saw it, I had goosebumps and felt strange, wondering why something like this exists underwater.
To Aratake, the stone megaliths he discovers look like the remnants of an ancient ceremonial structure. Masaaki Kimura is a professor of physical sciences at the University of the Ryukyus in Okinawa, Japan. In 1992, he is the first scientist to explore and measure the underwater phenomenon.
This one is the body, yes. Okay.
The main structure is over 500 feet long, almost the length of 2 football fields, and taller than an 8-story building. To Kimura and his team, this is more than a collection of interesting rocks.
Our studies show proof that the monument is not artificial, but is man-made.
But Kimura's studies, published in Japanese and circulated only within his own academic community, failed to reach the West. Photographs are circulated on the World Wide Web, where they attract the attention of Western divers. Among the first on the scene are husband and wife team Gary and Cecilia Hagland, underwater photographers who have made more than 9,000 dives around the world.
The first time that we dove on the monument, it just seemed like I was in some sort of a science fiction movie, flying across some city, this massive, massive city. And when I got back up on the boat, I had no words to describe it.
The photographs of the monument also impress Graham Hancock, a former correspondent for The Economist and author of a series of books on Earth's oldest known structures. Hancock immediately takes a crash course in scuba diving so he can see the monument for himself.
My first impressions when I first saw the main underwater structure at Yonaguni were of complete awe. To see very clean, almost right-angled, sharp edges, to see every appearance of design and organization in a large stone structure underwater raised in me a tremendous sense of excitement and mystery. The closest parallel, I would say, is the kind of feeling that I get when I walk into a great cathedral or into the Great Pyramid of Egypt.
I was following Aratake very closely as he pointed out the different features, and he was motioning at his eyes and then pointing to this perfectly carved out area in the rock. I thought he meant, come look at this, so I came in closer with the camera, and I realized, oh, he's saying these are eyes, they're eyes. But I was so close I couldn't really see this. So as I swam back with the camera, all of a sudden it just like materializes. There, carved in the side of this stage, is a perfect face.
There's no doubt in my mind that this is man-made. There's just absolutely no way that this could just happen to be here.
When I look at those faces, those brooding faces, instead of Egypt, I think more of what you see in Central America, especially some of the Mayan stone sculpture.
And then, along the side, another enormous image.
It looked like some sort of a headdress or bird wings coming off of the face, carved in the stone itself. And nobody that I know of has mentioned that to date.
There are also niches in the rock that some believe could be petroglyphs.
It really needs to be studied because there's more here than folks know. And I think this is going to just really rewrite the history books.
To date, no such study is planned. According to experts, Around 8000 BC, we were primarily hunter-gatherers, nomadic, unorganized clans who had only the most rudimentary stone tools. Certainly not the kind of society capable of creating the Yonaguni Monument.
The question of considering a phenomenon like a series of submerged anomalous structures off the coast of a Japanese island, and the fact that very few academics have been prepared to spend even a minute of their time looking into that, to me this is a huge failure of science in the world today. It's very important to remember that there are large numbers of ancient traditions that refer to a lost civilization destroyed by a flood.